Hey, everyone. Hey. It is your girl, Precious Williams. Oh, my goodness. I am so happy that you're here for a special edition of Keeping It Real with the Killer Pitch Master Show. Today, today is such a special day, y'all. Such a special day. And I hope that you all can hear me. I hope that you all can see me. I'm going to say I'm not going to take up your time today. But today's episode is truly on the power of vision, a tale of two Precious Williams. I am so thankful for my fans, for my followers, for my clients, my customers. You all will never know how I feel right now. As some of you know, I've written 5 books. But when my first book, Bad Bitches and Power Pitches for Women Entrepreneurs and Speakers Only, was written, I didn't think anybody would buy those books. I thought I'd get a couple of purchases, but what happened was beyond me. Do you want to know why? Because I felt at my lowest, and I didn't feel respected. And I met the great Sharon Monet, who told me this book's time has come. I was 40 years old. And I remember being a little girl in St. Louis, Missouri, just knowing I'd have a billboard in Times Square. I just didn't know how everything would happen. So I'm proud to say when that book came out, it changed my life. It put respect on my name. It showed the world that you can go to from hell and back, rock bottom, and you can bounce back with the best of them. So when I say to you all, today is a very special day, it is. This episode is truly on the power of vision and talking about two different Precious Williams. Before we begin, I want to thank y'all for making my my fifth book, number 1. My 5th book is called Rainmaking 101 from Day One. Packaging, positioning, and pitching exposed. Today is April 18, 2023. And it's my 5th book to hit number 1. Now, I know what some of y'all are saying. Why do you always write books? Well, books changed my life, and it actually got people to see me as a go-to expert in pitching. This book is so important because I went back to my roots. As some of you all know, I'm a former attorney in the great state of New York. And there were things that started to happen last year that let me know that there were some gaps in the market that needed to be addressed. And not necessarily through pitching, but through a step-by-step process of showing you how to go from being the worker bee to the king bee or the queen bee. When I was a young attorney, I heard about rainmaking, but I didn't understand it. When I became an entrepreneur, then a serial entrepreneur, and then all the things that I am today, I realized what I missed when I was a practicing attorney. I went in with my head down to get work done, but I would never have become a rainmaker if that's all I did. And so I'll share more of this with you all, but I just want to say this. Yesterday, and this is where we get into the tale of two preciouses. So yesterday I went to the doctor's office because I have an infected finger, right? It's an ingrown nail. It's still giving me the blues right now. As I was sitting there was no internet, so you know. And as I sat there in the stillness, I heard God say to me, "Do you know what tomorrow is?" And I'm like, "Yeah, my book's debuting. You know how it is." And he says, "Think back. And all you're ripping and running. Why is today such a big day? And then I remembered my grandmother died on April 18th, 2000, when I was a junior at Spelman College. And I remember going to my room at Spelman, and my aunt had left a message on my answer machine, and it sounded crazy. So, I called her back. Yeah, this one we had landlines. And she told me my grandmother died. Y'all didn't know she was sick. And I just started screaming. My grandmother's name was Precious Dolores Williams. And this is the woman who loved me to life. This is the woman, along with my grandfather, who took me in when I was 15 years old. This is the woman who twinkled my toes in the morning. This is the woman who ran my bathwater. This is the woman that made sure that home cooked meal multiple times a day. This is the woman who drove me to school in the hood. This is the woman who told me I was going to be great. This is the woman who told me that Oprah would know my name. This is the woman that told me that no matter how I started off in life as an unwanted, unloved, disrespected, kicked to the curb child, that the world would know my name. This is the woman who made me do affirmations, who told me I was the GOAT already, and I was 15 years old. And I lived there until I was 18 years old, and then went off to Spelman. All the while, my grandmother was battling breast cancer. And she swore our family to secrecy because she knew if she had told me she had cancer. Listen, I love Spelman, but I'd have been out. But she knew that Spelman was the key to me becoming Precious Williams. I don't remember the funeral. I don't remember flying back. I don't remember nothing. And there is not a day that goes by that I don't miss her. And as I've gotten into my 40s, I feel her presence so much more today. And so I want to share with you all who Precious Williams is. This is my grandmother. This is Precious Dolores Williams. Born in 1933 and died in 2000. This is my heart. This is the woman who told me I could do anything. So imagine being at the doctor's office. And, that was the only time to just sit and think. And to think on her death day, when she transitioned into being an angel, I had no idea that 23 years to the day she died, that my 5th book would come out. I didn't even think about that. April 11th is the day Spelman College was born. It's also the day that my grandfather was born, April 11, 1929. And a whole week later, my book debuted. So my grandmother and my grandfather, from the month of April and May, it's very emotional for me. So I say, with all due respect, my grandmother's vision is the reason why I'm here today. And with her 8th grade education, she was a flawless parent with me. Her vision of me being the golden child that made it. Her vision of going after anyone who ever put disrespect on my name. Taking a child who didn't believe she was worthy of love. She and my grandfather loved me to life. In the process, they gave me the strength to face hard times. So I knew when I wrote this book, I wanted to come out during Financial Literacy Month. And I work with great attorneys, Lisa Zeiderman with her own practice, Tony Moore Esquire with her own practice, one in New York, one in the DC area. And so I want to share with you all that is the power of vision. Her vision over me is why I'm here today. So today is the tale of two different Precious Williams. So as much as people know about me battling homelessness, me battling severe alcohol addiction, me battling people turning their back on me, me battling all of that, today I am so proud to look y'all in the eye and say, I've been to events and I faced people who said that I would never bounce back. And there's no anger in my heart, y'all. Because you know what? Their rejection was God's protection. I had to get it out the mud again so I can show other women, especially how it's done. And so when I say from the bottom of my heart with Spelman Blue, I'm embracing all that I am. I'm proud of me. I'm proud that I carry the name of Precious Williams. I am proud I'm named after the greatest who have ever done it. And so with Rainmaking 101 from day one, why is this book important to both Precious Williams? So let me read y'all the synopsis so you can see what time it is. But if this is making y'all feel some type of way, please tell me in the comments. Aaliyah says, I hope you're recording this. Yes, Queen, it should be recorded. It should be recorded. It's on StreamYard and it's on YouTube and everything. But Aaliyah, yes, so my 5th book is out. Do you hear me? So yes, it is being recorded because I'm doing it in StreamYard. Hold on, let me get this. Hold on. Lisa, you're an inspiration to us all. Congrats. Thank you. And if you all want to get the book, you go on Amazon right now. It debuted today. It was number 1 in pre-sales. Number 1 in law. But let me tell you what happened, why I wrote this book, because it's for attorneys, but also sales professionals. In Rainmaking 101 from day one, author and former attorney Precious L. Williams walks you step by step through taking your career in law from a dream to reality, but not the reality you think. Showing up early and leaving late just to impress your partners and superiors isn't the true tea you want. Worker bees buzz, but not you. You're a rainmaker after all. One of the real power players who can learn how to play chess by building the firm's clientele, pushing the company as a leading problem solver, and onboarding a consistent stream of referrals to bring in more revenue. It's time to learn the skills that would make it nearly impossible to get rid of you. We ain't talking about no layoffs. King or Queen Bee, you're an asset to the firm, and assets don't play checkers. What? We play chess. If you're ready for Precious to drop that invaluable knowledge they didn't want you to learn in law school or sales professionals, I know you're tired of keeping your head down off the chopping block in the next round of layoffs. If you want a fail-safe plan to keep them from getting rid of you, become a rainmaker from day one. Learn strategy, relationship building on steroids, and how to turn your name into money with fire advice on every page. Worker bees are easily exchangeable, but a rainmaker is not. Be the rainmaker. Are you ready? Let's go. So when I tell y'all, let me get y'all some of the topics of each chapter. The definition of a rainmaker. Packaging, making it rain. Getting known for what you do. The pitch game. Positioning. Authentic relationship building. Your brand identity. Rainmaking business development. Knowing who your ideal prospects are. Developing a lucrative network. Pitching to different audiences, speak your way to success, writing your way to success, strategic nurturing and follow-up, creating a killer rainmaking pitch, 3 ways to build your confidence to pitch, final thoughts and acknowledgments. And finally, y'all, on my acknowledgments page, There are a host of organizations that have helped me on my journey. Inroads, Junior Achievement, Spelman College, Rutgers Law School, Dean Cliff Dawkins and Dr. Lenore Pearson, Wendy Taylor. These are all at Rutgers Law School. Bill Schroeder, my mentor. Associate Dean Fran Bouchou. Rich Rawson, who provided the full scholarship that I had at Rutgers that took care of everything plus bar review expenses. And that is why I passed the bar on my first try. Savvy Ladies, which are all about financial literacy and financial empowerment for women. Stacey Francis, Judy Herbst, and Lisa Zeiderman Esquire. Dress for Success Worldwide through Dr. Kimberly Iozzi and Natalie Borneo. Bottomless Closet with Executive Director Melissa Norden and Program Manager Pam Colness. With all of the organizations you heard me list, I even provide a link where you can donate to these wonderful organizations that are responsible for making sure I got back on my feet and I'm thriving. Finally, Tony Moore Esquire. Remember I told you there were two attorneys that helped me get this popping? Lisa Zeiderman Esquire with Savvy Ladies and Tony Moore Esquire, who is a true inspiration to me as an attorney and a queen, who helped me with this book and go through it with a fine-tooth comb. She's the real deal. Hashtag boss moves. The Legal Diva. It was important as I wrote this book that lawyers, attorneys, those in the legal profession, those sales professionals, those companies and corporations that focus on this, and law firms and law schools and business schools knew that it was written to not be fluff. This is some real hardcore tactics and techniques. I'm battle tested and battle approved. So I would appreciate if you haven't gotten the book yet, get it. Test it out for yourself. Get some for the women and men in your life so you can stop them from being worker bees and make them the king bee or the queen bee. And finally, if you're so inclined, donate to the organizations I just said. It is important for me to give back. That's why being on the board of Savvy Ladies is so important to me. Shout out to NASDAQ. Shout out to all the organizations that have been so good to me. And I thank you all from the bottom of my heart. So the point in this special edition of the Keeping It Real with the Killer Pitchmaster show was to make sure y'all truly understood. LinkedIn user, wonderful to see you shining and spreading your light and meeting with much success. Keep growing and growing, Precious. Who is that LinkedIn user? I want to know who you are. Thank you all so very much. I did want this to be, a very short edition of the Keeping It Real with the Killer Pitchmaster show. It is important for me to show you how the power of vision can get you out of the darkest of situations. Pandemic, economic downturn, social unrest, inflation, recession, monkeypox, craziness. It is so important. And because I don't just write books, I am an international professional speaker and a corporate trainer. This book shows you why I am booked, busy, and paid. This week, tomorrow, I speak at eWomen Network Central Hartford chapter. April 27th, I fly to Chicago, where I'm the keynote speaker for the National Association of Women Business Owners Chicago chapter, 40th annual celebration of awards as the keynote. And I'm going to be talking about the Great Reset, because that's what we in. We want you to be powered to thrive. After that, we killing it in May. We're speaking at the Young Guns Power of Persuasion event. That's going to be in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Then I come back to New York to speak at the Go Big Summit under Julia Primslor, and I am one of the speakers. Then I fly out to San Francisco to speak at the Ascent Conference for SaaS professionals and those companies who $20 million and higher. How does a Black woman from the inner city of St. Louis, Missouri do it? I'm the ultimate rainmaker. And it took me understanding by going into a different industry what's missing in a lot of organizations. It's not about just going to events in the industry, but what specific events in other industries. I want for people to know you beyond surface level. Yes, you should know people, but who should be knowing you? Who should be speaking your name in spaces you have never appeared in? And I'm still black on both sides, still no Brazilian butt lift, no six pack abs. And this is not down for any woman who has, listen, shoot, I could, you know, but that's not going to happen anytime soon. So I love and embrace who I am. I come colorful and bright. For all the years, I didn't feel like it'd be me. And so over the last few days, I've got to meet people that I was ashamed to see before. And I look them in the eye with no fear, no worry and doubt. I am Precious Williams. And I had to go to hell and back and rock bottom to be able to write these books today. I'm thankful to every company, corporation, foundation, nonprofit, every law firm, every business school and law school that are buying these books. I'm honored that there is respect of my name. And I'm honored to be the golden child of Precious Dolores Williams, who had the power of vision. And so from my grandmother, Precious Dolores Williams, to me, Precious Latanya Williams, this is the tale of two Preciouses. And how on April 18, 2023, we came together. And I want all respect on her name. I thank you all for listening to me today. Please encourage others to get the ebook version or the paperback version of Rainmaking 101 from day one. Packaging, positioning, and pitching exposed. Thank you all for being here. If you need links to anything, please put it in the chat. If you come back and watch this in replay, I'd love that too. You all have been so beautiful. Thank you for coming to another exciting edition of the Keeping It Real with the Killer Pitchmaster Show. Honored to be here with you all. The power of vision, the tale of two Preciouses. April 18th, 2023. I thank you all from the bottom of my heart. Love you. Bye.